Hey, DJ, we're back. I got the COVID, but no longer. So now we're going to resume the podcast. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
The boys are back in town.
Exactly.
So let's start the show.
Exactly.
We're a couple of guys who like to watch movies, cinema nerds who made it our duty to make a show where we break down, discuss, and review. We're the men who watch movies.
Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of The Men Who Watch Movies. We're back and better than ever before, and we're going to have a lot to discuss today. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good. Me too. We're out of commission for a couple weeks, so we got a lot to discuss. It's our COVID catch-up episode. We're going to talk about all kinds of things, all the movies that we've seen.
Exactly.
I was homesick, so I got a chance to watch some stuff. I was a man watching movies, and it was great.
Exactly.
Except for the, horrible sickness, but that's neither here nor there. But first, before we get into all that, we're gonna do what we do, and that is this week in movie news. All right, so we've been out of commission for a bit, so we're going to have a little backlog of movie news. So we have a lot to discuss here. Some of this news might be a little older, but we're going to talk about it and give you our thoughts, because you don't have our thoughts, and you should have them because they're free. The first little bit of movie news I have for you today, Ghostbusters. Of course, they're getting a sequel to Afterlife, which is technically the third installment of the original series. And they finally have a release date. So it's December 20th, 2023, as supposed release date of Afterlife. What do you think about that?
Oh, that is going to be awesome. I am a fan of Ghostbusters since, forever.
Oh, yeah. Ever since we were little.
Oh, yeah.
Watching Ghostbusters, great movie, excellent. Of course, the second one, it's not as good, but I'm still a big fan of it. Actually, when I was little, I liked it more than the first one. And Afterlife was great. I think they did a great job of, living up to, trying to make a sequel to one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. It's just, it was really good. And I'm looking forward to a further installment. All the actors were great, and I believe Ernie Hudson's going to have a bigger role. Of course, he's kind of running the company now. He's like the head of the Ghostbusters Corporation.
Oh,
so it's good to see more Ernie Hudson.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Next bit of movie news. Dune has started filming at part 2. So that looking forward to that. What do you think about? Are you looking forward to Dune part 2?
Pretty much. I got to focus on some other movies, but yeah, I'm pretty much,
It's not too enthused, but so it's not your favorite franchise, but yeah.
Not really, since they made the original one from the 80s that kind of sucked, but it is what it is.
It had Patrick Stewart, so how bad could it be?
Oh, I love Patrick Stewart. That
he's
man is
Baum.
awesome.
He's the Baumed out count. I don't know what that was. Anyway, Dune. So I'm looking forward to more Dune. I thought it was very we talked about this in our previous episodes. It's very visually stunning, definitely grand in scale. So we'll see what they have in store for us. And of course, we have some news from Disney. They're on their kick of making live action movies out of their animated properties. Apparently, they're making a live action Lilo and Stitch movie. What's that about? What do you think?
I have no idea, but it's going to be really, really good. So
hopefully,
Disney, keep it up.
They have a lot to live up to. The cartoon was great. It's a really great movie. Very iconic. Stitch has become, a fan favorite amongst, moviegoers, especially Disney fans. And I don't know. Hopefully they do it justice. I mean, a lot of these, live action versions have been hit or miss, and there's a lot of them coming down the pike. We got, what was it? Pinocchio is coming to Disney Plus. We're gonna give that a watch.
Pinocchio movie.
And we'll review that for you guys. And then of course we have like the live action Little Mermaid coming up. It's all kinds of different ones. So we'll see what what they can do with the Lilo and Stitch thing. Hopefully they don't butcher it. But we'll see. And Rob Zombie is making his foray into PG movies with the Munsters.
Oh,
Have you
that's
seen,
right.
Have you seen the trailer for the Munsters?
Not really, but I heard about the Munsters.
Yeah. I expected a Munsters movie from Rob Zombie to be a little more like, I thought he was going to give it like a dark edge to it. But he went full on like 60s camp with it. It's like a modern day version of
Fred Gwynn?
It's like they took that TV show and translated it directly into a modern movie. So it's like you're watching an episode of the show. But it originally was going to come to theaters, but now it's going to Netflix. It's going to be a straight to Netflix movie. I don't think they had much confidence in this.
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch Netflix anymore because of what I am hearing about. They have some issues.
Yeah.
And,
Netflix has a lot of issues.
Yeah, so I'm not going to watch anymore. I mean, maybe sometime.
They're going to start doing like a commercial tier where like it's cheaper, but then they're going to have commercials. No one wants commercials on Netflix.
Nope.
And then on top of that, they're going to start cracking down on people sharing passwords or some bullshit. I don't know.
Ooh.
Everyone shares passwords. And you get to start isolating your customer. I don't know. I'm getting on this whole rant. Not to get too off topic here.
Too off topic.
It feels good to say that again.
Now let's get started.
But anyway, Rob Zombie and the whole Munsters thing. It looks silly. Check out the trailer. It's pretty silly, but I don't know. I mean, I'll give it a watch. But yeah, I guess they didn't have much confidence in it, so they jumped it on Netflix. It's very bright, colorful. Apparently it's going to be like the love story origin of what's his name, Herman Munster and Lily. Yeah, we'll give it a watch.
If it's Phoebe Newirth and the Munsters, and yep. Thumbs up.
And of course, Comic-Con. It just wrapped up on Sunday. I wish I was there. We used to go for years.
The memories are so fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. I know you're not a big fan of it, just because of the crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't blame you. It's sometimes it can be a bit taxing, but I still enjoy. We go to the LA Comic-Con. Not you, but I do. I go to the LA Comic-Con. But San Diego, that's the Comic-Con to end all Comic-Cons. And you went from 2007 to 2009, I believe, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. And then I went up to 2011 was my last Comic-Con. That was fun as hell. Of course, it's super crowded, like I said, but we got a lot of news coming out of Comic-Con, especially about Marvel.
Yep.
Big announcements about their
not
next
to get too off
installments.
topic, but they're having a season 4 of Daredevil called Born Again.
Exactly. That's
starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. So,
favorite.
woohoo!
Yeah. That's one of the announcements. They're doing essentially what we can consider a fourth season of Daredevil. So he's back, baby. Charlie Cox. It's going to be great to see him again. And of course, they gave us a full breakdown list of all the next installments, all the shows and whatnot that are coming up. And now these projected dates, they're subject to change. They're always moving around things, but you have February of 2023. You have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh yeah,
we've heard about already.
That.
And then on Disney Plus, I believe it's Disney Plus, right? We're getting Secret Invasion, and that's for spring of 2023.
Oh.
And then in May of 2023, we're getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is reported to be like the finale to the Guardians series. So this is going to be the last we see of the group. I'm assuming some of the characters are going to reoccur. I mean, not we'll see. Maybe some of them might pass away. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
See.
They're very tight-lipped.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I love the Guardian series. It's one of the best of the Marvel that Marvel has to offer. So it's gonna be sad seeing the end of an era of the Guardians team. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm assuming we'll see some of them, as reoccurring characters throughout the Marvel universe. They're far from done with the MCU. Of course, we have Echo, which is also part of the whole Daredevil property. We've seen Echo in the Hawkeye series.
Woohoo!
And so she's going to have her own show. And that's going to be in the summer of 2023.
Yoo-hoo!
Loki is back, season 2, summer of 2023. And then the Marvels. I finally finished Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel. It was good. I liked the show a lot. Iman Vellani brought a great energy to it, and I thought it was neat. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, a little spoiler alert here for you, but apparently in the comic books, Miss Marvel is an inhuman, but they decided to do a little switcheroo on us and a little surprising drop. We find out in the finale that she is, in fact, a mutant. So they finally introduced mutants into the MCU.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
because
amazing.
they bought the rights.
Yeah. Yeah, so now she's technically if you don't count Professor X in the alternate universe and whatnot, or I'm assuming they're going to retcon, what's her name, Scarlet Witch into a mutant. Of course, she's a mutant in the comic books. But at first they didn't have the rights to mutants, so they made her a product of experimentation from the Infinity Stones. But later on in WandaVision, we find out she, it basically just activated power she already had. But I guess technically, Miss Marvel is the first officially announced mutant in the MCU in the main 616 universe, or whatever you want to call it. So that's great. And so the Marvels is coming out July 28th, 2023. And that's going to, of course, feature, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau.
Oh, yeah,
So
the new one.
Yeah. And then we have Blade coming out in November of 2023.
What's his name?
I forget how to pronounce
Ali?
Yeah. You're right, yeah. That's going to be amazing.
Too wordy of a name,
great.
but
Nah,
doesn't
he's
matter.
great. Yeah, he's going to be great in the role.
Yep. He kind of looks like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, man. I feel like I hope they have a cameo from Wesley Snipes. He's the one who started it all. He was at the forefront of the Marvel movie renaissance, because that Blade is even before X-Men. And they kicked it off. So I feel like
I had no idea it was a Marvel.
Yeah, but when
comic.
it first came out, I had no idea. I wasn't, I wasn't too familiar with Blade, and I didn't know it was Marvel at first, and then started getting into the comics and whatnot, and then I realized that was one of the first of the modern day superhero movies, man. So it's great. I hope to bring Snipes back for a little cameo, and then Ironheart is coming out in fall of 2023, which is she's the successor to Tony Stark. Riri Williams is going to be a new individual donning the iron suit. So we'll see. We'll see what that entails. I'm not too familiar with the character, but I'm excited for it.
Now my question is, are they going to get another actor for Professor X? Because I heard that
I'm
Patrick
assuming
Stewart's going to
so.
retire.
Yeah. With Patrick.
Not to get too off topic, but I actually heard that there were rumors that Giancarlo Esposito is going to play Professor X, but I'm not. This is just rumors. So, I'm just saying it. I'm just not. It's not official. So don't worry, guys. They're going to find someone. But,
although he wouldn't be bad. I think it'd be good to see him. He's playing a lot of villains lately. I think it'd be good to see him as a hero.
Yeah, because he's known as Gus Fring. He was in the Heroes TV series on Amazon or Amazon Prime.
Oh, The Boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, The Boys.
That's an excellent show.
That
talk about that. Yeah. Have you been watching The Boys?
Yeah, I saw a clip of it, and it was awesome.
What an amazing show. Anyway, not to get too off topic here.
Not to get too off topic. But yeah, my other question is, now that they're doing She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, I'm just curious, how come if they're using Mark Ruffalo versions of the Hulk. How come they're not gonna? How come Disney Plus is not buying the rights to it? Because Universal still has the rights to the Hulk.
I have no idea.
I'm confused.
That's a question for their lawyers. But
I'm really confused. I mean, I thought that it was on Disney Plus, the Edward Norton Hulk. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not on there still. I don't know. It's a weird. They're in that weird gray legal area. I don't know. They should just. I don't know. I have no idea why. I don't know. That's like a. That's the best I could say.
Yep.
I don't know. But moving on. Agatha from WandaVision. She's having her own series. At first, it was going to be called Agatha House of Harkness, which I actually like that title. But now it's called Agatha, the Coven of Chaos, which sounds a little more edgy. But yeah, we'll see with that. That's winter of 2023 / 2024, going into the new year. And then we have Daredevil Reborn, baby, spring of 2024. And then the new Captain America movie. Captain America, it's going to be called New World Order.
Oh, so are they going to have Don Cheadle in the new Captain America movie?
Maybe, hopefully. But of course, Anthony Mackie is the new Captain America. It's going to be great to see him in his first feature. Of course, we saw his rise to the title in Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
What an awesome TV series.
I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then he became Captain America at the.
Oh yeah.
And then July of 2024, we're getting the Thunderbolts. It's actually going to be a movie. I thought it was going to be a Disney Plus series, but we're getting the Thunderbolts team. They're like the anti-hero. They're almost like the Suicide Squad kind of.
It's going to be like on Disney Plus, or it's going to be in theaters.
It's going to be. I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's in theaters from the announcement, because usually they'll say it'll list like Disney Plus in the corner, but on the announcement, it looked like it was a movie announcement. So
but my question is, are they going to have Vincent D'Onofrio in the Thunderbolts?
I don't think so. I think it might be a bit of different people. I think we're going to have Zemo, and we're going to have it might be what's that guy? The Abomination, I think.
Tim Roth?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100%.
Emil Blonsky.
And then a bunch of other people. So we're going to see the Thunderbolts in theaters. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of stuff coming out of Comic-Con. And then for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Maria Bakalova, who was Borat's daughter in Borat's subsequent movie film, her role has been officially announced. She's playing Cosmo, that dog that's in that spacesuit.
Wow, that's got to be something.
I was hoping she was going to be in it physically, but I think she might be doing like a voiceover. Well, obviously, she's not going to get in like a dog costume or anything, but that's interesting.
Well, it is what it is,
Yes, yeah, definitely. So a lot of good stuff coming out. There's a lot of trailers that dropped. The new Black Panther trailer is out.
They have forever.
Yeah, they have a new trailer for the She-Hulk. So we're going to give those a watch for you. Keep an eye out on our YouTube channel. We're going to have reaction videos, because we haven't seen any of these yet. And then also, not to do with Marvel, they also dropped the Clerks 3 trailer.
Oh, I saw the trailer.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Badass. I mean, yeah. They got the actors in there. Kudos to Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. Right. Fantastic. I'm a fan of your movies, guys.
Yeah. Great job getting. I'm glad they got that off the ground. I've been looking forward. He's been teasing Clerks 3 for a while, and he actually had a whole different script written for it, and then he ended up canning it and rewriting it. So it's gonna be interesting, and it's kind of based off of. You could tell it's kind of based off some of his experiences in life. Not only the fact that these guys who work at the Quick Stop decided to make a movie, which was him back in the day. He worked at the actual Quick Stop, and he decided to make a movie. But it's also based off of him and his heart attack, and having a kind of like a change on the outlook in life, because in the real life, Kevin Smith had a heart attack.
Oh.
And from the trailer, of course, it looks like Randall Graves has a heart attack, and he decides, hey, I don't want to waste any more of my life working at this convenience store. I mean, even though they own it now, he's like, I want to do what I want to do, and I want to, I'm a big fan of movies. Like all the great people in life.
Yep.
And he's like, you know what? I want to make my own movie. Let's make our own movie. I don't want to, because, who knows how much time I have left on this earth. Let's make a movie. And then, so it's like them, it's very meta, it's like a mix of different aspects of Kevin Smith's own life kind of rolled into the character of Randall, which Randall and Dante, the two main characters of Clerks, are based off of Kevin Smith and Brian, his friend who worked at the Quick Stop with him back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're loosely based off of. So Dante is a loose version of Kevin Smith, and Randall is like a loosely based version of Brian. I believe his name is Brian Johnson. But yeah. Yeah, it's a little fun fact for you.
Yep, I'm a fan of those movies. I saw the animation series. Fantastic.
That was hilarious. I wish they didn't cancel it so soon, but I
How
have
come they canceled it? What happened?
I guess it wasn't getting enough ratings or whatnot. I enjoyed it. I have the DVD box set. So
do I.
Yeah. And then tragically, actor Paul Sorvino has passed away. Of course, he was in the Goodfellas.
Oh.
Wonderful actor. What do you think about that? He was.
Oh, that is so sad. I had no idea he was going to pass away.
Yeah, I just heard the news literally before I came over here. 83.
Wow. I'm just shocked. But, to the Sorvino family, I hope they're doing okay. My condolences to them. The Sorvino family, my condolences. I hope you're doing okay.
Definitely.
Keep on watching.
Yes. And, of course, we have a lot of tragic passings away. I mean, of course, Sopranos actor Tony Sirico had just passed away.
Yep.
And then, of course, we had Larry Storch. He also passed away recently.
Oh.
And then James Caan. So we had a lot of great actors. So
the legends are passing away.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Times
we
are
got James
changing and whatnot,
Gandolfini, we got Tony Sirico, we got Larry Storch.
a lot of gangster actors too.
We got James Caan who passed away. I mean,
and then Ray Liotta not that long ago. So we haven't had a lot of people in the gangster movies. I don't know. It's a weird coincidence or something like that. But
wow.
So rest in peace. And,
rest in peace, good sirs. And we will watch your movies. Definitely.
All right. That brings us to the end of This Week in Movie News. Now let's get on with the show.
Yep.
All right. So COVID, it sucks.
It does, but not to worry, people.
I was fortunate not to get it
will
too
end
bad.
Soon.
Yeah. I don't know about that. That's what we said maybe a year ago or more. But
guys, don't give up hope.
It's here to stay. But hopefully it's kind of lessened. Hopefully it's going to start to lessen and more and more. But yeah, we we were out of commission because I got the Rona, but no longer. Luckily, I didn't get it too bad. Fortunately enough, I've been vaccinated, which you should all be vaccinated.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm better now, and I had a chance to watch some movies. On my time off.
And I'm a little curious, Alec. What did you watch?
Oh, yeah, I watched some good stuff. I gave Point Break a rewatch.
The Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze?
Oh, yeah, that's the only one
Woohoo,
in my eyes.
that is awesome. I give it 2 thumbs up. The remake was thumbs down.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Yeah, not the best. Remakes are very, very hit or miss, and of course we talked about that in our one of our previous episodes. So check it out. What are you doing? Check it out. Check it out. We have an episode of it's called Hot Takes and Remakes. We talk about remakes, and we talked about the Point Break remake, but the original is iconic. I haven't watched it in years, and I finally got a chance to sit down and watch it again. It was an excellent movie. Keanu Reeves does a great job. Seeing him infiltrate, trying to find out who
surfers are,
who the criminal surfers are.
Turns out they wear the president's masks.
Yeah, I know that was an interesting choice there.
I mean,
going around
that was
Richard
really,
Nixon
really awesome.
And
LBJ?
Ronald Reagan.
LBJ.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. Great movie, and I love Gary Busey in there. He's great.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he's acting anymore, but oh my God, what a history of acting. He is so awesome.
He's a wild ass man.
Yeah.
Those teeth. Those are iconic.
Yep. He is so awesome that, in fact, his movies are so iconic and legendary.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope he makes more.
Oh, definitely. And then I also gave a rewatch to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's kind of fitting because I was, you know,
That's
he
an awesome
wasn't
movie,
actually sick, but I was sick. Yeah, wonderful movie. What else? What else did we watch? What did you see? I know you saw some movies without me because you weren't sick.
I am so sorry about that. I really am.
That's okay. That's okay. But you can talk about them and just don't spoil them for me. Buddy.
I saw Nope.
You saw Nope.
Really, really, really fantastic. I got a good feeling about this movie. It's really, really good. It's about, it looks like a Western, but it turns out has extraterrestrial stuff. It's so different. But for those of you who have not seen it, I would go recommend it and watch it right away.
Okay, I'll listen to your recommendation. And then, of course, you saw the new Thor movie. We're supposed to go see it together.
On the
Sunday.
I didn't know my dad was going to pick me up that day, so I didn't know. So I just was like, me and my dad, we just saw it, of course. And
hey, that's good. We were supposed to go see it together on the Sunday that it premiered, but of course
the numbers went up, so I'm just really, really upset.
Yeah.
But we're all staying positive, so let's be happy and put on a happy face.
Okay. But so how would you rate the new Thor movie? A lot of people are giving it shit.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay, I trust your recommendations. And, I like to be very positive about stuff. And a lot of people, especially on Twitter, it's like a cesspool. But a lot of people are very, very negative about it. They're saying that Taika did a terrible job with it. I don't know.
He's a good director.
Yeah, he's an excellent director. He's one of my favorite directors right now.
I thought it was fantastic.
And I don't know. I have to go check it out and see what they're talking about, man. I know I'm not going to agree with it.
I think there may be too much test audience.
Think a bunch of assholes
but actually,
talking shit.
Movie critics are actually, they're very good at what they do. They rate movies with thumbs up, thumbs down. We really got to give a chance to those movies, So for those who are watching movies, you got to give them a chance. It's really, really important. Being a movie critic, it takes art, finesse, talent.
It takes a lot of brain power.
So awesome.
It takes beauty to be a movie critic.
Yep.
You got to have the muscle. I don't know. Anyway, not to get too off topic here.
Not to get too off topic.
You know what movie I did see during my COVID quarantine? I saw the Nicolas Cage movie finally. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Wow.
And I know I've been talking about this since our very first episode during the Batman review. I saw the trailer for it for the first time when I went to see the Batman. And I know I brought it up during that review. And finally, I got to see it. I rented it on the line, and it was great. I thought it was excellent. Like I thought, I knew I was going to enjoy it. Just it seemed so fun, and I think it ended up being a better movie than I thought. Cause I didn't expect too much from it, and it blew me away. It was hilarious. I thought the plot was fun. There's a twist. I know you haven't seen it yet.
Not really, but I might get it on DVD.
Yeah, get it on DVD. I would. I give it a high rental, a high purchase. Watch. I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's a little twist in there, but of course, from the trailers, we find out that Nicolas Cage gets invited to this guy's birthday party. It turns out he's like part of this drug cartel kind of deal, and there's these government agents who played by. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. He's the guy who's the drug cartel guy, and there's these 2 agents. One of them, who's the guy? He was in the.
He was on Mad TV.
He's from Mad TV. Yeah.
Dang it, I'm drawing a blank.
Me too.
Something.
Something. I think that's his name. Something.
Houston, we have a problem.
What's his name? Ike Barinholtz. There you go. My brain started working again. And of course, we had Tiffany Haddish. They played the 2 agents. They did a great job, wonderful job.
Funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
Usually, both of them can be very over the top, but they played it really great. They played it pretty straight. They were still hilarious, but of course, they let Nicolas Cage do his wild thing. And and so they had him infiltrate this guy's operation and act like as like a secret agent. And so he would go in and get information about because there was this girl who was kidnapped, and so they wanted to try and find her. And so they were using Nicolas Cage as an intermediate to get information out of this guy. And at first, he goes in, thinking he doesn't want to do this. I think, I'm not sure, I forget if his agent wanted him to do it or not wanted to do it, but first he was going to do it. He was planning on getting a role in a movie that was going to be like a game changer for him, to keep his career going. And his fake family in the movie, Nicolas Cage, they're very kind of down on him because he's spending too much time trying to be an actor, and he's not spending time with his daughter. It's his daughter's birthday, and he kind of phones it in. He shows up kind of drunk, and because, I think he's sad because he didn't get that role in the movie. And
he's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and so his family doesn't have too good of a view on him. Of course, this is his fake movie family. It's not his real family. And so they're not too happy with him. And so he decides to take this kind of opportunity to go to this guy's birthday party, and it's time to get away and whatnot, get some extra money because he's not getting in the roles that he wants. And so it turns out he actually finds a little bit of friendship with Pedro Pascal's character, and he ends up liking him a lot. He shares a lot of his interests. Because in the movie, he's trying to get his daughter to share, his love of cinema, and she's just not into it like he is, and she's very mad because he's trying to force her kind of to be like her, but he's like, no, I just want to share in my interests and whatnot. But he finds out that the Pedro Pascal character is really into cinema also, and he's like a huge Nick Cage super fan. He wrote a movie for him that he wants him to review the script, and he actually has a whole room dedicated to like Nicolas Cage.
Well, actually, he has one of them. Actually, one of the props is actually Castor Troy from Face Off. Nicolas Cage, his best movie ever. It's like he says, "It's grotesque. I'll give you amount of money for it."
Yeah. He has like a whole bunch of props and different things from the different movies and whatnot. And so he ends up finding a friendship with him. And so it's like kind of like this double-edged sword here, because he really likes him as a person, but then he has to betray him to find the girl. And there's a big twist in the movie. I won't spoil it for you, but it was great. And at the ending, I'll let you know. I don't know if it's considered a spoiler, but it's a happy ending. It has a great happy ending to it. I enjoyed it very much. I recommend it for you to watch. I recommend it for all of you to watch out there. It was pleasantly surprised by it.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed it very much. That was a great movie. I also had a chance to watch the. My mind's just all over the place. I don't know if let's just say it's COVID brain or something like that. But
in a way,
the Northman. That's the word. The Northman. That's like the North. Have you seen the Northman?
Actually, I saw it in theaters, but
Oh yeah, you saw it in theaters. I finally saw it, and we can talk about it.
Well, actually, when I saw it, I was like, okay, what's this plot coming to? And of course, these guys were speaking, in Viking language or whatnot, and it's like they got long beards. They got, they're speaking in like, like rock stars would screech and yell. It's like I can't understand.
Screech? Like from Saved by the Bell? No, I'm just joking.
Well, actually, they talk like rock stars would sing, like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can't understand a fucking word they say. But it's still a good movie.
It was an interesting movie. It was okay. I expected more from it, but it was just like, what would you rate it?
Oh, I would rate it high rental.
Really?
Yeah, because
out of 5, what would you rate it? Like from 1 to 5, 5 being the best.
I would give it a 5.
5 out of 5?
Yeah.
I wouldn't rate it that high. No, I would rate it like a 3 out of 5.
Maybe a 3.
Because it was okay. It's this basic like revenge story kind of thing going on here, because you have.
In a way.
Of course, there's a twist at the end.
Ethan Hawke's character had a very, very small cameo, but there was a reason, and
he was the dad, right?
Oh yeah, he was the dad.
He was the dad of the main character, And so we start off. What's his name? Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh yeah, that was
right.
him.
He's the one who played. He was from True Blood and all that. And so we see him as a little kid, and his dad is Ethan Hawke, and the dad was murdered, and his mom, Ethan Hawke's wife in the movie, was kidnapped, and so basically, the young main character survives, and he vows revenge to get revenge on the death of his father and to find his mother and whatnot. And so he trains his whole life for this revenge, and eventually he gets back, and he's going to kill the person who's now king or whatever. Who's the ruler of the land, and there's twists. So spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it turns out that I think it was a plot against the dad, right? Like. The mom wanted him dead. Like, she didn't give a shit. Like,
yeah, it was like something.
Yeah, he spent his whole life thinking that the mom was like kidnapped, and she didn't want to be there. And like, it turns out she didn't give a shit that the kid's dad was dead. And I don't think she even wanted, like, I don't think she was even like happy with the son, and she wanted
something
him
like
dead
that.
too.
But Nicole Kidman gives a really, really good performance.
Yeah,
but. If you really, really want to see the Bean Ricardos on Amazon Prime,
no, I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean,
we talked about this already. We're treading on familiar ground.
If you really, really are a fan of I Love Lucy, I would recommend it. But if you really, really want to see it,
I wouldn't.
I would actually see Guilty by Suspicion with Robert De Niro. That is actually a really, really good movie, a really, really good plot point.
Not to get too off topic here.
Not to get too off topic, but I recommend those. I recommend that movie and Being the Ricardos, because it's very, very different. You got J.K. Simmons as Fred Mertz, which I had no idea about that, but
I think he was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it, though. Being the Ricardos.
Well, I mean, like,
I'll give it like a 2 out of 10. No, not a 10. Maybe 2 out of 5, to be fair.
Maybe a 2? I'll give it a 2.
2 out of 5. The Northman, I give it 3, maybe 3.5 out of 5.
Depending on the Rotten Tomatoes stuff.
I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes.
Why? Because they give bad advice, or I'm not sure what it is. Or
yeah, and I feel like they're bought out half the time. Like, there's certain movies that should not have gotten a fresh rating. And I mostly, I mean, if I do look at Rotten Tomatoes, I like to look at the audience score, because then it gives a little more depiction of what people really thought about it. But I don't know. I mostly, I'm trying not to depend too much on reviews anymore to see, like, which is ironic, because that's we're giving people reviews, but this is just our take on it. You don't have to go trust us. If you want to see a movie, go see a movie. I'm not, like Being the Ricardo, I'm not recommending that movie, but if you want to see it, go see it. But
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you
are just our opinion,
a really, really hardcore I Love Lucy fan, then I would actually, just watch it, because it's just really, really something out there.
That's just like your opinion, man.
But
it's my opinion, so don't.
Yeah,
quote me on it.
It's this is all just our opinion, so I don't put too much credence into what other people have to say. And if I want to see a movie, I'll see a movie, and if I enjoyed it, and then most people didn't, I don't give a shit. That's another thing. I give originally I planned for our next episode of the podcast to be a tribute to Jared Hess and his movies. So we still might do that. I don't know if I want to talk too much about this. I don't want to waste material here, but I gave a rewatch to Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite.
Awesome movie.
And my favorite, Gentlemen Broncos. Which brings me to the point of not giving too much credence to reviews, because that movie got shit talked so much that they pulled it out of theaters. People didn't really understand it. I love the shit out of that movie. Yeah. Have you've seen Gentlemen Broncos?
Oh yeah, I remember you showed it to me one time. It was really, really good. They got the
that's one of my
actors
favorites
from Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
We had the guy who played Esqueleto. From Nacho Libre.
He's funny.
He is hilarious. He played this guy named Lonnie Donahoe, who is like a amateur director. He made a bunch of like movies, but most of them are trailers. And so it's about this kid named Benjamin Purvis. He goes on like on this it's like a writing camp where like they have like these different classes for them. They can learn how to become better writers. He's really into writing sci-fi, and he has like this guy that he's that's like a big hero to him, played by Jermaine Clement from the Flight of the Conchords, and his name is Ronald Chevalier, and he's a big fan of him. He looks up to him, and he's looking to get some insights from him. Later he finds out he's full of shit, and he's failing at being a writer. Like he's had some big hits, but now the latest stuff that he's working on, the publishers don't want it, and he needs something, or else he's going to basically lose his I don't know if he's going to like lose his contract or whatever, but they're just not wanting to work with him anymore. They're not wanting to buy any more of his stories. And so he resorts to stealing Benjamin's story, that's the main plot of the.
Wasn't there an ending of it? I mean, it was
great.
It was a happy ending.
I don't want to talk too much about it. I kind of want to still do our Jared Hess tribute episode.
Oh yeah,
he has a lot of great movies.
Wasn't he in Gentlemen Broncos? I thought it was Benicio del Toro that played the teacher, but it was.
No, it was Jermaine Clement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little confused there, but
I love him in. He's also great in.
He reminds me of Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
He has that look.
Kind of. He has like that. Yeah, look to him. But it was Jermaine Clement with a fake beard on. I think a fake beard. And then of course it has Jennifer Coolidge as Benjamin's mom, and it has Mike White, who played Ned Schneebly in
School of Rock,
which is another great movie. But yeah, he played this guy named Dusty, because the mom thought that Benjamin was he's an only child, and his father passed away, so she wanted another male figure in his life. So she kind of got him. It's kind of like that Big Brother program where they get like an adult figure to help the kids, just kind of hang out with them and kind of be their friend and whatnot. And so she got this guy named Dusty, and he's just this wacky dude with long bleach blonde hair. And I love that there's like a scene where they first introduce Dusty, and he's carrying like this big like snake with him on his shoulders, and it takes a big shit on his shoulder. It's hilarious. Yeah, but wonderful movie. I gave those a rewatch. And I finally saw Last Night in Soho. I know that's been out for a while now, but
I saw it. It was really, really,
really good, right?
Good, and it had a good mystery thriller. It was very good. The plot point was awesome. Yeah, it was very, very different. It had Terrence Stamp, the legendary actor.
Oh yeah, and then of course you have Anya Taylor-Joy, and then what's the main character's name? The actress. She was in Jojo Rabbit. She was great as well. They both did a great job. Interesting story. This was directed by Edgar Wright, correct?
Yeah.
What a big departure from him.
Yeah, he did Shaun of the Dead. He was directing The World's End.
Typically comedy movies.
Hot Fuzz.
Of course, I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That was a wonderful movie.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie. I was obsessed with it when it came out. It sucks because when it first came out, it didn't do well in theaters. I mean, it was going up against the Expendables, and that did good for some reason.
I still like it.
I mean, yeah,
it's
okay,
Stallone,
but I feel like
his daughters are taller than him, so.
What?
Well, Sylvester Stallone's daughters, they're taller than him, so I guess, it's like,
What the fuck was he talking about?
It's different.
Not to get too off topic.
Not to get too off topic.
We'll talk about the heights of actors, maybe in a future episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. It was a great story. So it's about this girl who's she gets accepted into college. She's going to go to London at this fashion school, very prestigious school, and but the thing is that her mom passed away of suicide, and she has a history of like mental illness and stuff in her family. And she, the other thing is that she could see spirits, and she lives with her grandma, and the grandma's worried about her going to London because not only is it dangerous, she's like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in a big city like that, and she's worried that her like, extra like sixth sense abilities are going to be overwhelmed going to a big city like that, because she's been having issues where she keeps seeing her, like the spirit of her mom around. And so she ends up going. Of course, it's a big opportunity. She's not going to give up an opportunity like that. She goes into the city, and she's having a rough time. She goes to the dorms and whatnot, and a lot of the girls, the roommates are being bitches, and what do they call that? They're having like a lot of parties, like college, typical college people and whatnot.
Exactly.
And there's people banging in her room when she's trying to sleep and eating her, drink. There's some guy drank her Coke in the fridge. Who turns out that guy and they drank her Coke. She actually comes to like him later on. He's a nice guy, trying to help her out a lot. He's kind of stalking her a bit, but he's nice. He has good intentions, I guess. And then the one who's her main roommate, just an extra big asshole. She's full of herself and whatnot. Anyway, not to get too off topic here.
Not to get too off topic.
I love saying that. Anyway, so she decides she had enough. She moves out of her dorm into this old like boarding house run by this old lady, and she goes. She enjoys it a lot because she's very into the '60s. She loves retro stuff. She listens to old records. She loves old '60s fashion. She loves that whole like swinging '60s vibe. And the room she's at is very simple. It has a landline phone with the old handset and whatnot, and it's very simple, basic, which is what she wants. And she gets to listen to her old music without getting shit on by stupid kids all day, and it's great for her at first, and then she starts seeing visions, and she has dreams about this singer like from the '60s that she's like inhabiting her life while she's dreaming. And at first it's great. She finds inspiration in her style. She's in class, she's making a dress based off of the outfit that she sees in her visions at nighttime, and she's enjoying seeing the visions of this person because it's exciting. She's like a singer, and she's kind of living the dream and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it takes a turn for the worse. It turns out, she gets involved with this guy who's supposed to help her career. We were talking about the girl from the '60s that we're seeing visions of. She gets involved with this guy who ends up. In the end, she ends up getting basically prostituted. Not basically, she was getting prostituted out, and then it turns out, what she thought was a good opportunity turned into a nightmare, and she ended up getting into drugs and whatnot. And soon, her happy, the main character's happy visions start turning into these terrible nightmares that she can't stop having, and then soon she starts regretting the fact that she's living at that building, and eventually there's one point where she's hooking up with the guy who drank her Coke, and it was after like a Halloween party, and they're about to do stuff in the room, and all of a sudden she sees visions of the girl from the '60s get murdered, and she starts freaking out, and now she basically makes it her quest to find out who the murderer is. And then there's a big twist. I thought it was great. I kind of predicted it at some point, but not. It wasn't like early on. It actually was almost about the time they revealed it in the movie. But I kind of figured out what was going on. But spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. So you've seen it. You said you've seen it, right?
Yeah, the last Soho movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
so
really,
I'm not
really
going to spoil it for you, but so it was great. It turns out that the woman from the '60s that the main character has been idolizing this whole time, turns out she didn't get murdered. She saw the vision wrong. It turns out she was the murderer. And the old lady that she's renting the room from, turns out she was the singer from the '60s. And so she decided that she didn't want to be prostituted out anymore, rightfully so. And so she murdered the guy who was prostituting her. And then as the guys, that were seeking to have sex with her, we came to her room, she would murder each one of them. And so she hid their bodies in the walls of this building. And so it turns out that the woman that she was trying to solve the murder of, turns out she was still alive, and she was actually the murderer. And the main character, she got the police involved because she thought she figured out who the murderer was, and turns out bringing the police around got the attention of the lady who was the one murdering people, and she didn't want the police finding the bodies in her wall, and so she decided she was going to have to murder the girl. And luckily, the guy who was, I don't know, I wouldn't technically call her boyfriend, but the guy who drank the Coke towards the beginning of the movie, he was helping her out, and luckily he was outside. Well, not luckily for him. He was waiting outside the building. He realized something was wrong. He went in. The old lady stabbed him in the gut, and then she had tried poisoning the girl, and it was this whole crazy thing. And anyway,
yeah, I mean, it was like a really, really good movie, but
yeah,
I give this movie a high rental.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so throughout the whole movie, it was kind of super creepy because she kept seeing like these visions of like these creepy ghosts and stuff. Turns out it was the ghosts of the dead people who were, who were, purchasing services from the singer woman, who were basically that she was being prostituted to. And then there's one point where all these ghosts finally seemed to be attacking the main character, and it turns out they were actually asking her for help and to kill the woman who had killed them. And it turns out that she didn't. She found kind of sympathy because it's not a black and white situation here, because yeah, she's a murderer, but she murdered people who were taking advantage of her, and so it's like it's kind of in like this gray area. And so she actually found sympathy. She didn't end up killing the old lady, but the old lady decided that, you know what, it's time, for my story to end here. So she sat there. The building had caught on fire in the struggle between her and the girl. And then, the building was in flames. She decided just to sit there in the room and let the flames consume her. And then the two, the main character and then the guy she was with, to get away. And it's a little bit of a happy ending. We see,
Yep, a happy ending.
The main character, she finally completes this project that she's been working on, which is like a tribute to 60s fashion, and she has a successful fashion show.
Yep.
And then it ends with like a vision of, she sees her mom and whatnot, and she's happy for her. But then all of a sudden, it was a little confusing, but at the last minute, you see she looks in the mirror, and you see a reflection of that woman from the 60s who was the murderer, and then it just ended, and it was good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a really, really good movie, and it was very, very good. I give it a 2 thumbs up, but I give it a high rental for those who have not seen it. So if you have not seen it, please give it a watch.
Yeah, I just spoiled the whole thing for you guys. So.
Well, it is what it is.
I think I warned you. So, but maybe everyone's probably seen it by now. Hopefully, it's good. It's a good movie. I recommend it. Any other movies that you've seen while I was away?
Actually, I've seen this new movie. It's called Nope, and it's really, really good.
I think you talked about that already.
Yeah, but it's really good. This is a spoiler-free podcast, so I'm not going to tell you any spoilers.
Well, I originally wanted it to be a spoiler-free podcast, but I enjoy talking about spoilers too much. I mean, if it's a brand new movie, I won't talk about spoilers too much. But
I think it is a brand new movie because it just came out.
I think Last Night in Soho, it's been out for a while now.
Yeah. It's out on DVD, or is it just out in theaters?
Oh yeah, it's out in DVD and everything. It's been out for a while now. Yeah, and then I'm watching the old classics. I have Philo, so I've been just watching whenever it comes on TV. They've been playing the Back to the Futures a lot.
Are you?
Of course, I got to stop and watch those.
1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, they've been playing those.
I heard that they're making a fourth one, but I'm not sure.
No, they're not.
It's not true, or
No. As long as Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale are alive, they're never gonna make another one. They've said three is it. That's all they need. There's no tension in 4. I think it was Zemeckis who said that.
Yeah, it was.
There's no tension in 4. There's 3 is the perfect.
Well, I do agree
number
with
of
them,
movies because
3 is actually good.
When you're doing an arc, you have like the beginning, the middle, which is like the main tension, and then the end. Which is like, I think it's just perfect for an arc of movies. Like like the Star Wars trilogy, you have the very beginning, which introduces you to everybody in the main story. The middle, which is like the point of most tension, where you have like, say like the Empire Strikes Back, where it ends. Yeah, and you don't know where the characters are going to end up, because you have, Luke gets his hand cut off. He finds out Darth Vader's his dad. Spoiler alert. And then you find out, Han gets frozen in carbonite.
Stuff like that.
You don't know where they're going to end up. And then finally the resolution comes in the third, and final movie, Return of the Jedi. Well, not final, but final for that trilogy.
I think it was Jeremy Bulloch that played Boba Fett in the original Star Wars series, but actually he passed away recently. So,
oh really?
My sympathies, my condolences out to the Bulloch family. I'm just it's a bit of a shock, but hey, he lived a good life. Matter of fact, he was in the 4th one, he was in the 5th one. And he was in Star Wars Episode 3, and he played the pilot. And actually, in Star Wars Episode 5, he played an unknown Imperial officer.
Really? I didn't know that. Sorry if you hear my ice.
Yeah, well, it's stuff like that. But, it's really, really surprising how this guy actually, portrayed Boba Fett in a way you couldn't, know about it. But actually, it was Dwayne... someone who actually was in the original Boba Fett costume and actually was doing the stunt work, of course, but that was a long time ago. But actually, there was so much stuff. I mean, the Boba Fett stuff is awesome. Anyone who's a fan of Boba Fett, thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And actually, it was told by George Lucas, actually. It said, like, the way Boba Fett was cast, the way he looked like... cowboy. He looked like a like Sergio Leone's vibe, because they had the spurs and they had the poncho and they had the look, the vibe to it. I understand what they're going through, and it is really awesome.
Yeah, I think that's why they gave Boba Fett a cape, right? They wanted to give a bit of a little Western vibe
exactly
to it, and I mean that's a lot of Star Wars. They mix genres. You got like World War II style stuff going on with the Imperials and their outfits. They look like the German Nazis and whatnot. And then they mix it up with a little bit of samurai stuff. You got, Darth Vader. His helmet's very, very much like samurai based. And then, of course, you got, Western stuff with like Han Solo, the gunslinger type vibe. I mean, it's just a mixing.
Swashbuckler?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're mixing all these genres into this. It's like a cosmic gumbo.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a fantasy movie, but it's awesome. Harrison Ford made that so awesome, and you got to give it 2 thumbs up.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not to get too off topic. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Not to get too off topic.
We're just spewing ideas. This is a COVID catch up. We're catching up with you guys. Okay?
Exactly, my friends.
Yeah, so. We might get a little
random,
but that's okay.
That's okay.
Speaking of Boba Fett, what I don't know if we ever talked about this on the pod before, but have you seen the book of Boba Fett?
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, what did you think about it?
Oh, it's awesome. Tempura Morrison.
I feel like it could have been better.
It's awesome.
I feel like it was one of their least strong shows.
Well, the guy who plays Boba Fett, Tempura Morrison,
Tempura?
actually, tempura.
Isn't that a food where they like fry? vegetables and stuff.
Yes, and
Tempura.
yeah. Anyway,
it's Tamura.
Tamura
like that.
Morrison was actually a very, very convincing Boba Fett. Jeremy Bullock, who was the original Boba Fett, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, I like him as Boba Fett. I liked him in the prequels and whatnot. I'm glad he's back, but I feel like the series wasn't as strong as it should have been. Some of it was a little cringe-worthy. And then of course the big, like, people made memes out of it and stuff like that. But the fact that it all of a sudden turned into, like, for a couple episodes, it turned into like the turned into the Mandalorian, like they focused on, his character for a bit. It was just weird. It was, I don't know. And then they decided to do the reunion of Grogu and the Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, Baby Yoda.
I feel like they should have saved that for like the finale of season 3 of the Mandalorian. I don't know. I feel like out of all the Star Wars series so far, I feel like it missed the mark the most.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little confusing, but
Yeah.
thumbs up to the Clerks trailer. So Clerks 3,
Okay.
awesome.
A little switch in focus here, but okay. Yeah. I like I was planning on doing a what do you call that? A reaction video to the Clerks trailer, but that's when I got sick and so I didn't get a chance to do it. I had been saving it for the pod, but then I decided, I was homesick and watched the Clerks trailer. It was great. It looks wonderful. I remember I really started getting into Clerks. One time I think it was like summer vacation. I forget what year it was. And I was watching TV late at night. And I remember seeing the first Clerks movie. I was like, what the heck is this? It's black and white. I thought it was like a
movie trivia. Actually, they wanted to film it black and white because of the budgeting, or they wanted to make it look like black and white.
Well, it wasn't necessarily an artistic choice, but it was like, you're right. It was a financial choice because they, Kevin Smith, he financed the whole thing on credit cards, and it was basically make or break for him because if the movie flopped, like, he would be just broke as fuck. And so it was a bit of a gamble. It was for him, but it paid off immensely. I mean, he's still, making movies. Of course.
Good job, Kevin Smith.
Yeah. And of course, it's a lot of people are very back and forth on it. There's, of course, he has a hardcore, fan base, and some people, don't get his movies, but I appreciate him just because I feel like he's like one of us. He's just like a guy who decided, I like movies, I want to make a movie, and he made it. He made it.
Yep.
And
the fantastic thespian Kevin Smith.
Thespian Kevin Smith. But yeah. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I remember seeing like I said, the first Clerks movie late at night on TV. I thought it was like a comedy show or something, and I didn't realize it was a movie, and I just kept watching it, and it was just interesting. Just the way it was filmed, the style. I'd never seen anything like it before, and
it's fantastic.
I didn't realize it was this whole expansive. It was
raunchy and funny, and has all this stuff
it's like
in
its
there.
own
It's
little,
awesome.
cinematic universe before Marvel did their thing. It's like, I mean, in the comic books, of course, Marvel did crossovers, and that's where Kevin Smith, he's a big fan of comics and DC and Marvel and whatnot, and he kind of inspired by the way they did crossovers in the comic books to do crossovers with his movies. They're all based in the same universe and whatnot, and I think that's kind of neat. I like that aspect of it.
Oh yeah, super
you have
fantastic.
Like Clerks, and then you have Mallrats, which takes place the day before Clerks, and you have characters. Of course, Jay and Silent Bob are like the main thread that tie everything all together. They're usually in like most of the movies.
They're the most funniest characters ever, and they're funny in real life.
It's stoner comedy, but it's I find it fun.
It's fun.
It's one of those things you could just kind of turn off your brain and just enjoy it. Whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
but my question is, who's going to play Mr. Fantastic? Because I heard in the Doctor Strange multiverse, he made a very, very small cameo. Is it going to be John Krasinski? Is it going to be someone else? I have no idea.
Yeah, so reportedly they said they just got John Krasinski because they're like, let's give the fans what they want in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. They've been wanting him cast as Reed Richards, so let's, we can do whatever we want since it's an alternate universe. Let's just give them what they want.
His cameo was so short.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't necessarily think. I'm not necessarily sure if they're going to keep him as Mr. Fantastic. I mean, they could, but it's also left open to where they can recast him. I think it would make sense I wouldn't mind if they recasted him actually,
because he's fantastic.
He's good, but
he's got the beard.
I think it's weird that most of the characters look the same in different universes, because like for some of the characters they look completely different. Like all the Spider-Men in different universes are different actors, but like you have Doctor Strange in all the different universes. It's still Benedict Cumberbatch, so it's kind of weird. So I wouldn't mind if they recasted some of the different characters, because it would just kind of make more sense, to see different people as these different characters. I don't know. Whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be good.
Well, whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be really good. I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I know some people are already given up on Marvel. They said it's gotten bad, and I mean it's not the powerhouse as it once was, and it's lost a little. It's lost some of its luster, but I'm all in.
It's still good.
Make mine Marvel. I'm all in. I'm I'm not blind to some of their bad decisions, of course, but I'm just gonna go in for the ride. It's all for fun. I'm not. It's nothing serious. So I'm not gonna sweat it too much. You know what? I think we've overstayed our welcome in your ears. I'm gonna wrap up this episode of the Men Who Watch Movies, and that's my phone going off, fellas and ladies. I apologize for that, but I think we're gonna wrap this up. It's just good being back. We're gonna have some more great stuff for you in our next episodes coming up, so stay tuned. We just thought we'd catch up with you guys in this COVID catch-up episode.
Yes, and
don't catch COVID, but we're gonna catch up with you.
Twinkie Wiener Sandwich video at Men Who Watch Movies.
Yes, we have.
Watch the summer videos of 4th of July at Men Who Watch Movies.
Yeah, and we'll
then
be posting
catch up
this
on my podcast at Movie Man Behind the Scenes.
Yeah. Check out. DJ has his own YouTube channel.
Yep.
What is it called?
It's called Movie Man Behind the Scenes.
Yes. And then, of course, we have our YouTube channel, Men Who Watch Movies. I'll be posting the links on Twitter and whatnot. So you can either listen to us, you can watch us on your podcast app. A lot of them have the video options now. I know, what's that called? Of course, I'm drawing a blank here again. Spotify, you can watch video podcasts on there. And
my half
check us out on
Robert
YouTube.
He's a fan of our podcast.
Really? Nice.
So kudos to that.
Check us out. And like we're also, our video podcast is available on YouTube as well. So check that out.
That would be great.
And it's been a pleasure coming back. Thank you to all of our 4 viewers.
Thank you, guys.
Or listeners, or whatever you want to call it.
It's been very
and then we'll see you next
good.
week on The Men Who Watch Movies. My name is Alec.
And my name's DJ, the Movie Man Wagner.
And we want to let you know that you should
keep on watching.
Oh, yeah.
See you later, guys.